just showing us how nice these billet yokes fit on. So it's 1350 with the larger U-bolt and everything. Nice snug fit, just got to give it a nice little tap on and away it goes. But yeah, I'm very impressed with that, that's good. So for anyone who wants to know if you need to get out of trouble if you're trying to do the same with a 10 bolt, we'll go over and just get the part number. I'm sure it was 1036, and the one that's specifically for, sorry, that is actually 1034. The one that's supposed to be for the 10 bolt, which should just bolt on with no machining or anything, is the 1035. So PCE 216.1035 is the one that'll bolt straight on, but the 1034, if you do your machine work, will get you out of trouble. So that's just a little tip, Brito's tip of the week. So same splines, fits on, and that's out of a Commodore. Not sure what diff it is. See if I can find that out for you. But anyway, see how that goes. So we've got a bit of a list here. I'll try to write up a bit of a list. See how we're looking. There's quite a few things on there. The Hilux windscreen, I can cross that off. Exhaust, I can nearly cross that off. Once it's painted, that's done. But there, quite a few things to go. Yeah, so I've probably already showed you, but I've got the carpet sitting in there, back seat, and the belts are in as well. Got the Mexican blanket on there because that seat's in pretty poor condition. We've just done the pinch weld around the side. I think on the other side, on the passenger rear, it's kind of pulled down when I put the little sill plate in there. So I'm going to have to readjust that one. What else? Yeah, so as you can see, there's no headliner in her. She's a bit rough. But he's going to have that done for me, and door cards, and he said he's got enough material to just do those little, say the B pillar, and the C pillar, just those little sail panels there. So he's a legend, and I just want to say thanks very much to Luke and also everyone at Xtrim for helping me out. They did the Impala as I've told you, and they got the seats and everything for the 1-tonner as well. They do a great job. He's got a lot of Pro-Flow cars and top 60 cars that he has to get ready, so to be able to fit me in, that just shows the sign, the calibre of the bloke. Righto, until tomorrow, I think that might have to do us. I'll check in with you then. Right, this is your mate Joe. We've got the 4-jaw chuck on. We'll set up the yoke in the lathe. He's going to machine that surface down for me, take it all the way to the yoke and then do a bit of a radius. And then we're going to part it off where the splines are, because there's a bit of overhang like I said. So thanks very much, Joe, you're a bloody legend, mate. And now you're on Cue Ball Garage.
Thanks, mate.
All right, whether that means anything or not,
I don't know.
I don't really know. But Joe's a good man, he's helped me out. Like I've always said, it's all about your mates, they're helping you out to get where you need to be. You've got a nice HG sitting up there on the hoist. Power glide, 9-inch big block going in it. And he's got his 2-door Gemini hatch. So he's always out the shed, just like me, tinkering around. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
So as soon as I got home, I've come to do the trial fit. I got the original hardened washer and nut on, and I haven't rattled it up yet. I've just given it a tap with the dead blow to get it on all the way. So if you have a look from the side view, we got rid of the oil slinger, because if the seal's not leaking, you shouldn't need an oil slinger, or maybe it's a dust cover, dust protector, whatever, seal protector. So have a look there. We got the seal's going to be running right up near the end. We've got a few mil of clearance there. Very nice. And obviously you're going to have the strength now because you got the 1350, but his machine work was unreal. So thanks, Joe. You're a legend, mate. Thanks for getting me out of a bind. So now, once I've tightened this up, I can actually take my measurement first thing Monday when we ring up, give him the measurement. He can do it, he can't, doesn't matter. At least then I already know what I'm looking for. So once again, thanks, Joe. And thanks to everyone who's given me a hand on this car, trying to get this thing ready for Summernats. Appreciate every one of you. I'll start filming. Righto. We've got various boxes of wiring paraphernalia, tools, connections, and we've got a special guest, Mr. Paul Wild.
G'day.
Good mate of mine. He's got himself some nice cars and hot rods. So as you would have seen in previous videos, we've already roughed in the wiring and done a fair bit of it. And now we're just going over a bit of stuff, and we're going to tie it all up out of the way and tidy it up for the final installation. So once we finish in the engine bay, we'll head inside, we'll get it down off the hoist properly and roll it out of the way, get that done. So we've got a lot of braided wrap, and yeah, so we're just going to tidy everything up, solder a few connections. So we've already got the alternator sorted out, starter motor, it's got heat sleeve and everything on it, keep it up out of the way, so very happy with that, and I appreciate your help, mate. Thank you very much.
All good. Glad I can be a part of Cue Ball Garage.
Well, yeah, that's where it's at. That's what's going on. All right, so we'll keep you updated as we go. Sunday morning, the 4th of Jan. So my mate Luke from Extremes here. He's got the door cards and he's going to do the headliner. So there you go, there's a number, address where they are at Smeaton Grange. So you've seen the interior in the parlour if you watch the channel. So Luke's done that as well. And he's also got me stuff for the 1-tonner. So he's quickly knocked up some door cards for me, and he's going to do the headliner as well today, like I said. The carpet I sourced from elsewhere and I put that in. It looks dirty already because I've been working with it, but so we'll just go and say good day to Luke. There he is.
Hey.
He's a good man. So all his stuff he's done for Summernats, ProFlow, and also his top 60 cars. So he's managed to fit me in, so I really appreciate it. So this is the headliner. So as I think I've told you already, I've gone with buckskin as the colour. So that's the kind of door cards we're going for. And the best thing is when I paint this, I'll be able to use this interior because this is what I was going to go for anyway. So looks really good, mate. Thank you. All right, so I'll give you a couple of little peeks later on. We'll film some stuff later. We won't film the whole lot, but once it's in, I'll give you a look. Just going to check on Luke's progress. Sure he appreciates the camera in his face, but looking pretty good.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah, it's just amazing how much difference it makes, doesn't it? Crusty roof to a nice finished off roof. Looks really good, mate. We just put the A-pillar little covers on. I probably could have put a coat of paint on them, but I don't think anyone's going to really notice. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, good to see you working. Righto, we've got a couple of special guests down the shed today. We've got me ex-army mate Peter's here to help out, and we've got my nephew Dawson as well. And then
And then Maggie's come down to have a look as well. She's not doing much, but she's here, so that's all right. So what we're doing is, even though she's a rusty old beast, we're trying to put the best front bumper on that we can. So when I'm rattling around Summernats, you all know that she looks the best we can make it. So I've just made a phone call to try and organise the tail shaft. We're giving them a measurement and giving them the specs, and I'm just waiting on a call back to see if we're on. So the other thing I didn't show you yesterday was after Luke had finished. So he's put on the door cards, which look unreal. Obviously I've got to clean those windows. I'm not going to drive around like that. The headline is done. Looks really good. He's done the B pillars, and he's also done the C pillars and that little sail panel down the back there. Put my Venetian back in. Very important. So it looks really good. I gave him a nice set of sun visors. So he's taken them and he's going to cover those in the buckskin material as well. And we'll worry about the dash or the dash pad, and we'll worry about the seats later on when we've got a bit of time. Alright, I'll let you know how I go with this tail shaft, and we'll just keep on knocking out the list, crossing off things on the list. Here we are, cue ball garage, back down the shed, working on the glove box lock for the HQ. It's a $70 mistake when you fail putting these in and get angry and rip the thing back out. Ask me how I know. So Pete and I have just been mucking around with this, and I'll show you what we're up to, because I can't find anything on the internet on physically how to, or no pictures or video on how to put it in. AI will tell you step by step, but yeah, that's pretty good. So this is the new lock mechanism. I just haven't got the barrel in there. So it comes in this way. There's a little slot, little groove in there for it to sit in, so you get the orientation right. And then this aluminium nut goes in, hexagonal shape, and we need to line it up so that the tumblers, so as it goes in, it's a smaller diameter, so the tumblers press in. As they come through, they come back out into their position they're supposed to be in. So if this works, we're heroes. If it fails, the camera will be turned off quite quickly. Pete, would you like to do the honours, mate? So you can see my little marks I've made, because when we're playing around, you get turned around quite quick. So if I have a look on the other side, my blue mark is facing me. So I try and put it in. So I'll take a step back. So when we removed it, we made sure it was unlocked in the unlocked position, and then it pulls out quite easily. So everything seems to be right so far. Right, I'm not going to swear yet. I think we may have success. So if I simulate that, the striker hitting it, and then unlocks, and doesn't pull back out. So I know that was a very probably short description on how to do it, but if that helps anyone, you just got to take your time, line it up, maybe have your mate. It's better having two brains than one stupid brain, and that's how you do it. Job done. Thanks, mate. So it looks like the cue ball certified auto electrician is packed up. He's come over in his 65 Mustang, which is quite a nice beast. Speaking of nice beasts, have a look at this bloke here, eh? He's packed all his stuff up in the boot. Poor old girl's been out here in the rain while we've been working. Very tidy, this car. I've been in this car over the years. Goes quite well. What'd you run at the creek? 10.9?
1070.
1070 at the creek. Not bad. I don't mind a nice Ford. We might even get to hear the beast when he
when he moves out. We've had a busy day. I haven't filmed a lot, but we'll just go through it all now. So we've got all the chrome and stainless trim on. We have buggerised around and got the seat belts in. Took me a while to figure out how it all went. It's been a while since I worked on a queue. I've just left those stalks loose because when we put the seat in, just be able to make a smaller cut in the Mexican blanket to feed them through. Gutter mould, this one screws up in behind the window, hockey sticks and the front ones. I had all the clips and everything. The boys have put the new boot seal on for me, which is nothing much, but it just closes nice and it's nice and solid. So while he's come over, we found a couple of issues, but he's fixed a couple of issues. So he's put plugs on the fuel pump, put a plug on the cooler fan for me. I've just got to tidy that up. He's also put a plug on the vacuum pump, which I've got to mount up under the guard. Obviously this side here, same kind of deal. So you haven't seen that, but I've got the big tacho sorted out. Got the reds to come on. So that's just the oil pressure idiot light and the charge light. So charging system works well. Windscreen mould was already done. Just got these ones done. And that top cowl plate there. Couldn't find wiper arms. I've got two passenger ones. So that's just how it is. Got the catch can mounted in. It's moved positions because of how the wiring harness went. We've just got a plug on the vacuum pump and we extended the harness, so I'm going to mount it up under the guard. And he's put some labels on the relays for me. Up under the dash, I haven't shown you that yet. I might show that one tomorrow when we come back down. Got the wooga wooga horn. Unfortunately, the contacts in the steering wheel don't work, or there's some drama. But I'll have to try and figure that out. That's last on my list. Dawson, my nephew, polished up the headlight surrounds. They look really good. Got the grill in, put the Holden badge back on because it's not a GDS. We'll just leave her as a Holden. Front bar we swapped out. I had 3 bars, all in various states of disrepair. This one is probably the best out of the worst 3. They were all shit. Got the indicators in. There's a new lens, or a fairly new lens on the right hand or passenger side. That one's a bit old and faded, but anyway, that's just how it is. And we got the bonnet latch and striker and everything in and adjusted. I found a clip, it's not the right one, but it holds the cable. Everything works all right once we adjusted it all up. And oh yeah, and the other thing, which you would have seen anyway previously, got the glove box lid on. Just got to clean that bird shit off it. I don't know how that got on there. And the new locks in. Haven't got a vent for there. But anyway, she's getting there. The list, I'll show you the list. The list wasn't that long when we started. We've crossed a lot off. Unfortunately, we've added a few down the bottom. Anyway, a couple of days to go. We'll get there in the end. All right, I'll keep you updated as we go. been into it all day. Got the front seat in. Put those stalks in for the front seat belts. Cut those through and bolted them in. Got my extinguisher in. Nice and handy, easy to get to if needed. Right next to the shifter and away from any passengers' big feet that might kick it. So my mate Cansey bought these front runners over today to see if I wanted to run them. Trouble is, the wheel nuts that he had for them, they're obviously long shank with the washer. Actually, I think these wheel studs are 7/16 UNF, and these must be 1/2 inch, the ones he gave me, so no good at the moment. But I put some new steer tyres on these rims, and I just sat those on with the hubcaps. And I don't think I'm going to put V8 springs in the front. I'm just going to leave it how it is. That's what I'm thinking. If I've got to go and pick up my tail shaft at 8 o'clock in the morning, so this is Tuesday now, before Summernats. Thursday Summernats starts, so it'll be Wednesday tomorrow, and I've got to go and organise that stuff. So that's how she's sitting at the moment. I'm just mucking around now. So I've got the comp cams stud girdles, which have to go in. They come with their own adjusters, polylocks, and I'm just making sure, because some aftermarket heads have got offset studs to allow for bigger valve centres or larger valve centres, but these ones seem to sit on fairly nice, keeping in mind that these two studs here and rocker arms are going to have a lot of pressure on them. They're just about at maximum lift, so they're going to have a fair bit of pressure on them, and it does actually flex the stud, and hence this is why we put the girdle on, because it locks them all together. And if this one wants to flex, well, these ones are going to pick up the slack, you know what I mean? It all depends what firing order, but that's how it is. So I just thought I'd sit it on there just to make sure we're in the ballpark before I get too committed, but that's what it is. So we've got our instructions there, which we might as well throw them over our shoulder. That's fine. We've got the longer ones are for the intake adjusters, and these ones for the exhaust. So I've checked them all. They've already backed them off, ready, so you can do your adjustment. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got my breather lines off. Both covers are off. So I'm just going to clean everything up, and then I'm going to go through that. So there's been a lot of work done behind the scenes, and I haven't filmed it. I've just been trying to thrash it out. Just little wiring jobs and tidying things up. I put my little 12-volt lift pump under the back. So I mounted that up, drilled another hole, put a grommet in there. So that line comes up through that one there, if you can see it. And then I've just run 2 core, just followed the harness, and I've put terminals on the end. So what I can do is I can unplug my main pump and operate that switch. And then this hose will empty the HQ tank into there. So there's nothing hooked up now, so there's no chance of any mistake turning a switch on and putting fuel everywhere. So physically have to unplug that pump, or I could have used the plug on the cooler, but that's how I'm going to do it. I have to jerry rig up this tail light, as I think I might have told you yesterday. So this globe holder or socket there, it just isn't playing the game. So there's no continuity from the terminal there up and through, and because it's a twin poster, so for tail and stop, I'm going to have to try and get something that'll fit. I'm going to go to, I don't know where I'm going to go, but I'm going to call in somewhere tomorrow after I get the tail shaft and see if I can jerry rig something that I can drill in there and solder in or glue in, whatever. But it's so they're working, that's all. So I've done the front, wired up the front indicators as well, which is nothing much to see, but that's done. I've also mounted my vacuum pump up under the guard. So that is just there, you can see that. So I've just got to finish tightening that up. Everyone was worried about my steering wheel. It's all nice and tight now. It was actually loose when I lost the tail shaft, so you would have seen the wheel jumping around because it was only on loosely. But that's all right. Got my wooga wooga horn. Doesn't like being tightened right up, but
actually locks it up inside, so I've had to loosen it off and put a tie around it. Put some P-clamps around and everything, stop it moving around, and I'll bar this engine over and start on this tune-up. Still mucking around down here. 10:30, Tuesday the 6th of Jan. Got the stud girdles on and I've done another tune-up on her. Just reset the lash. So the best thing to set these up, you can leave all the intakes on. You have to take all your exhausts off. It's just the way it is, just the way the angles are. Get it on so they're halfway on the intake poly lock, and then that'll sit it down just on the bottom. I don't know if you can even see that, but it just sits down right on the bottom of that collar of the exhaust poly lock, and that's where you lock them up. And it gives you plenty of clearance there. I put feeler gauges under just to make sure, but you got to make sure it's got a good grip on the lock. Now it says in the instructions, which of course I didn't read, but it says that you got to make sure your adjusters are secure. Don't rely on the stud girdle to hold them, but I'm telling you now, they hold them. Yeah, but anyway, they're all tight, but it gives it a really good clamp. So I've just put a little bit of goo on the rocker covers. Any aluminium covers, doesn't matter what type of gasket you use. I've got those neoprene gaskets on it, or the rubber gaskets, whichever they are, but they still seem to leak from the back corners. It just seems to be the way they are. They should give me plenty of clearance, and I'll do them up, leave them overnight, and we'll fire it up tomorrow. Again, still got a fair bit of heat in it. I had it running before, just so I make sure I do the clearances while the engine's warm or hot, but not hot that it's going to burn you. Alright, well that's where I am, and that's where I'm at. I'll have a talk to you tomorrow. Wednesday, 7th of Jan, and we're still at it. So, I went into Speedmaster this morning. Peter got his man to make me a tail shaft, and then got it hurricane up from Wollongong. I've just put the Turbo 400 yoke on it. It had Turbo 350, 1350 UJs front and rear. It's been balanced, shortened down. So come with me while I put it in, and there'll be cries of joy, or you might be disappointed, but as long as my measurement's right, there should be no reason why it won't fit. I'm going to set you up here, and we'll see how we go. I've got to remember, up is up, down is down. What an idiot. How long have I been doing this for? Alright, I've got the rubber mallet up there ready to go, because it's quite tight on that yoke. You get the cap in. I'll just go and grab it, bear with me, and we'll see how we go. Now it's going to have to go up and over. Be nice if I had someone help me, but I think everyone's already paid their dues and they're gone. So Gurns is, he's nowhere to be seen. Alright, so I can already see I'm going to have to drop the exhaust down to get it in, I'm thinking. Alright. Bear with me. I'll be back. After all that, didn't have to drop the exhaust, just took a bit of manoeuvring. So as you can see, nice tight fit in there. New U-bolts are in. Nice yoke there that Joey machined down for me. And the Turbo 400 yoke up the front. I was just making sure those snap rings are nice and tight. I can't move them, they're in there. And I just checked these ones here to make sure how much was protruding, because these kind of things worry you. But anyway, tail shaft is in, so we'll keep on moving. I've just had a running, adjusted the float levels on the front and rear bowls. They were a bit high, and then I noticed while it was running I got it up to temp, and I just kept it, adjust the idle mixtures on the four corners, and then I noticed that when the pump was running, pump wasn't happy, fuel pressure has been slowly dropping. So I'm going to have a look at the filter. I've got a filter before the pump, and obviously that one down there is after the pump. And there you go, there's the compressor right on cue. So I'm going to have a look at that and see what I can do. So I think supply is not an issue. Once the tap's on, fairly runs out of there. I've got another pump, but I'm going to keep it simple. I'll have a look at the filter in the engine bay. I'll have a look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but we got fuel fairly hosing out of there. That's pretty good. So I don't know what is going on. Maybe that regulator. I've got another regulator there, but I'll see. I'll see how we go. So that regulator. Right there. I've adjusted it up. Still not playing the game. Might have something in it. Bit of foreign object or some material, but anyway, I'll hook it back up and we'll see how we go from there. Very disappointing, and I've just noticed some oil on the ground as well. I had trouble with that front timer cover because it's quite thin. The ears that actually bolt onto the oh look, you know, where the sump rail goes on, you've got those two front bolts hook into there. I had a bit of trouble. Just going to grab that other spanner. I'll nip that up and see what we got. Alright, I'll flick that on, see what we get. So that's only sitting at about 5, probably, what's that, 4.5 maybe. 4.5. I'll adjust that up, see how I go. If not, I'll change it. Next job. So I told you about that stop light there that isn't working, receptacle. It's got the bumper laying on the table, and this is the best I could come up with today after calling into everywhere trying to find something. So I'll just knock that over, pull that out, so there's no continuity between these contacts and that, and those little buttons in there. It's the best I could get. Plastic one, it's got its own earth, and then 2 contacts. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drill that out a bit larger. I'll put it in sitting in this way instead of going that way. That's a lot wider, and it looks like needs a locking tab. I'm just going to drill that out a little bit more. I'll measure that with the verniers, and you need enough to clear that earth wire there. And I'm just going to glue it in, and that's the only thing I can do. So that is what I'm going to do, and I've just told you all that, and you didn't even see a thing that I was doing because my camera wasn't even looking. But yeah, so this one here, I'm just going to drill that out, place that in, on top like that, glue it in. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. It's in, haven't glued it in yet. I'm just going to strip these wires back, double check that it's going to work like that, because don't think you're going to be changing the globe in a hurry. A whole lot's got to come out to do that. And I think if I try and go any bigger there, I'm into the side, that's where the light actually mounts up to it, the lens mounts up. So that's just how she's going to have to be. Hopefully that globe lasts me through scrutineering. I think she's ready.
Yeah, the one I saw driving down that I parked,
I think she's ready. I think she's ready. Howdy Yolk. Just so you know, Wednesday the 7th, 10:35. Car's on the trailer, not strapped down. I've only got one strap. I want to say thanks to a lot of people. One of them is Guy Noble, who lent me the trailer. Normally gives me all the straps when he does that, and there's nothing there. So guess who's going to Bunnings? They open at 6 in the morning, so I'll be there. And we'll get this thing strapped down, ready to go. So we're heading down tomorrow, Summernats. Scrutineering's about 10:30 or something like that. So look, I might be a bit late, but that's just how it is. So I've got a list of people I want to thank. I've written them down so I don't forget anyone. So Jason Clegg, thanks mate. Mark Gurney, Guy Noble, as I've said.
Pete from Speedmaster, can't thank him enough either. He's really helped me out. He's the one that pulled all the strings to get that tail shaft done for me, so thank you, mate. Joey Worthington, he's the one who machined the yoke for the diff. Paul Wild, come and help me with the electrical as well, him and Cleggy. Pete Spencer, thank you, mate. Dawson Beasley, my nephew. Who else we got? Aaron Freeland, he done the exhaust. Bart Chanloo, he sent the park brake cables. And also Eric Cairns, he's given me these nice front runners here. And apparently he's got the caps as well, so I'll get them off him down at Summernats. So those are the people I've written down. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anyone, but yeah, it's a big push. Big push. She looks good, sounds good. Hopefully she holds together. Everything seems pretty good at the moment, so I'll see you down there. We'll have a bit of fun. I'm just going to go up and quickly finish editing this one and get it up, just so that there's something up there for you. And anyway, I'll be filming stuff while I'm down there. I won't be able to edit and put it up until I get back, but I'll get some good footage down there. So thanks everyone, thanks for watching, thanks for all those that helped, and thanks for sticking by me. All right, see you down there. Also, I just want to say a big thank you to Luke Everhart from Xtrim, who went out of his way. I know he had a lot of stuff to do. I've already mentioned him in this program. But yeah, look, he's put a lot of time in behind the scenes in his own time, and then he's come and done it here in my shed to do the headliner and the door cards and all that. So thanks very much for your help too, mate. You know, you write a list and you try not to forget anyone, and again, I'm just a bloody idiot. Been running on fumes, mate, no sleep, but I just want to say thanks very much to you and your family as well. And hopefully we'll see you down there, mate. If we don't, I'll catch up with you after Summernats. All right, thanks very much, buddy.